What's happening, guys? I am Mike, aka Living with 3M Auto Vlogging. This is Zeus, and welcome back or to the channel if it's your first time visiting. And today we are going to talk about that dreaded rattle on the Ecoboost. So if you've got a rattle and you've already replaced the cam phasers, you know that's number one. Usually the cam phasers will rattle on startup, then go away. But there's also another rattle that will start when you crank it up, and it will eventually go away when it warms up a minute, 30 seconds into it. So a lot of times guys mistake this rattle with cam phasers, and it's not. So they'll have a dealer replace the cam phasers 2 and 3 times and it not get rid of the rattle. And when it winds up being right inside this wheel well right here, and that's usually the Wastegate rattle. So if you guys haven't checked out my other video, check it out right here. I've already made a video on like the top 3 rattles. But today we're gonna cover the Wastegate rattle and exactly how you guys can fix that. And we will dive into it right now. I must tell you, mine is lifted. If your Ecoboost is not lifted, you're gonna have to use a jack. You're gonna have to jack it up to gain access inside that wheel well right there. So you definitely got to have a jack. Another thing, we got to change out of this, man, because you're going to be all over that tire laying up in there, and if you got light colors on, you're going to have tire marks all over them, and the wife is going to absolutely kill you. So I'm not held responsible for any of that. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that in my experience, I have heard this Wastegate rattle continue beyond the startup, meaning I pull through a bank teller or drive through, you roll the window down, and you know how close you are to the brick wall, that sort of thing, and you can definitely hear it. Why? Because there's a gap between the engine and the plastic molding right there that you can see straight up in there, and that noise will come straight out there, bounce off, and you can hear it. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be like, oh my God, there's my cam phasers again. No, cam phasers are more noticeable up front here. Right here on the side, if you've got that ticking noise, try this first before you go to the dealer or anything like that. I promise you, it's gonna be a lot easier, and 9 times out of 10, this is gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Do what? I know, I'm changing the hoodie right now. God. I want you to listen real careful to this rattle without the springs installed. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this up in here. So you guys see where I'm at, wheel well, tire. All right, so you're gonna have to jack your truck up if you're not lifted. All right, and I'm gonna try to video doing this. And like I said, you're gonna have to lay on the tire and reach up in here. All right, and you can see the turbo. All right, see the spring. See the linkage up to the wastegate on the bottom of the turbo. All right, you wanna hook the spring there. Then you wanna come down here, and that is the oil tube. So you're gonna hook it to the bottom of that tube, and it will fit perfectly right there. It will have enough tension on it that it will stop all that rattle, and it will still allow the turbo to function properly. Okay, and understand you need 2 springs, passenger side, driver's side. And the reason for that, you have 2 turbos, 1 in each fender well on both sides of the engine. So I'm gonna start the truck. See the actuator move? Watch it continue to move and adjust. Absolutely no rattle. See that? That's putting the correct amount of tension on there to keep those little rivets and moving points on that from rattling. See it? Now I'm going to give you the part number. I'm going to put it in the link down below, but you don't have to go with this exact part number. It really just matters on the length and maybe the tension of the spring, just a stout spring. You don't want something that looks like a dang coil spring with hardly any give. All right, so we're going to give you guys a measurement on this spring. So the main spring body is 2.5. All right, the main spring body is 2.5, or right at it. Yeah, I'd call it 2.5. All right, so the ends where they connect would be 4 inches. All right, so the total length is 4 inches. That's the hooks and everything. But 2.5 is roughly what we're looking at right there with the main spring body. So I don't know the thickness of that. You guys can tell me. It looks like 1/4 inch. All right, here's the part number for the Hillman spring you will find at Lowe's. And if you cannot find it at Lowe's, I'll put links in the description for the Amazon springs also.
Hey, so I got a tip for you.
What's that?
If that terrible sound is coming from inside the truck, it's probably not the wastegate.
What would it be?
It's probably that Luke Bryan CD you got playing in there.
All right, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully this helped y'all out with your rattle. If it did not, then it ain't the wastegate. And I know you're saying, Mike, how can I repay you for helping me fix my rattle? Well, I have an idea. Y'all can head on over to my channel page. Check it out, smash that like button, subscribe, and watch my videos. It really helps your boy out and keeps me bringing you guys quality content. Hopefully we will get through these rattles together, and I will catch you on the next video. Later now.